what is going down? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. Thanks for tuning in. Claudio, what is up? Good morning, sir. No anchovies, huh? Where in Canada are you? What part of Canada are you, actually? I feel like you've told me before, but I don't remember. I'm in Buffalo here, so I wonder how far away you are. As far as anchovies go, I honestly like anchovies now. My parents always used to get anchovies on their pizza when I was younger, and I didn't even want to eat my pizza, my portion of it, because I felt like, sitting in the box, like the anchovy steam got on the other parts of the pizza. I was just all set to go to the grocery store, and I just pulled into my driveway. One of the things, and I'm sure everybody goes through it, is the choices for dinner. And I already have stuff in the fridge for at least 2 days full of dinner, but something got me on the itch where I want, maybe because I'm in the cold all night, but I wanted chicken soup. So I got all the stuff here from work for chicken soup, but I need chicken. But I don't know. I think I should eat the stuff I already bought first and make chicken during the week, or chicken soup or whatever. I don't know. In a couple more days anyways. So we got 2 people in here so far. So good morning, welcome. And yeah, I haven't been on in about a week. My work week last week was chaotic. There wasn't a day I didn't stay late. We had the representatives from the software company that we are working with in the whole week, and it was crazy. I don't know how else to say it. It was very informative. It's definitely I learned a real lot, but just like anything, there's a curve, and hopefully in another month or 2, everything will be fluid. Yeah, anyway, so everything but anchovies. Yeah, even pineapple, Claudio? Even pineapple? I'm not a big proponent of pineapple. I don't mind a Hawaiian pizza. If somebody orders it, I'll eat it. I'm not gonna lie on that one. I'll eat it. However, would I go, oh my God, I'm fiending a Hawaiian pizza right now? Absolutely not. Nope. I used to make mine with I'd put honey on the crust, and I'd like put honey all over the whole pizza, like not like a drizzle it over just for the flavor. I thought that made it so much better. But, and I don't know, like a lot of the places around here with their Hawaiian pizza, they chop up like the ham you would put on a ham sub, but I would use chunks of ham. That's just me. I think it's better that way if you did like chunk ham. I don't know why it's 5:30 in the morning and I'm talking about Hawaiian pizza. That's insanity. But yeah. But other than that, guys, I don't know. There's nothing real new going on. Just I'm back to work, and I'm I'm better than I was last week and the week before as far as the sleep schedule goes. But man, when your kids have activities and stuff you got to do, you guys all live it. I understand, but you guys all work. Most of you probably work during normal hours. What's up? You there?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh, there you are. Okay, I had my microphone plugged in. It wasn't working.
That microphone's been giving you some hell, huh?
Well, I just tried this yesterday. It's not the microphone. Every time I go on StreamYard, my voice is choppy. I'm coming in loud and clear for you.
Yeah. So far,
okay.
So good.
It's not when I join with anybody else. It's only when I do my own show for whatever reason. It's all choppy. So I'll figure it out.
Are you using your phone or a computer?
Yeah. No, I'm using my phone.
Okay.
And I have another phone that was turned, the Wi-Fi was turned on, so I turned that off. I think maybe that was part of the problem.
Gotcha.
I don't know. You off
So
work?
I actually literally just pulled into my driveway as I started the show here, and I can't believe how many people are out walking this morning. I think I've seen probably like 5 or 6 people either walking or jogging around the neighborhood. I'm jealous.
Really?
Not that even if I had 2 good knees, I probably wouldn't be jogging around the neighborhood. I'm not gonna lie.
Right.
But
But that's just an odd amount of people jogging around.
yeah, they got all these sweet neon vests on. One lady had a bunch of lights on her vest. She was styling. So I
Interesting.
mean, it isn't fully light out yet, so it's good. It's good that they're being proactive with that. You know what I mean?
Right. You got to be careful about jogging around here in the morning. They're finding all kinds. They found 2 bears roaming
What?
around in the city. Yeah, and they're just acting like it's no big deal. And then a wolverine in Oregon in 4 different spots now, and they think it's the same one. But the bears, they found a baby bear the other day here in Tacoma at a place called Titlow Beach, which is it's just right down on the waterfront. I've lived in Tacoma my whole life, 50 years, and I never heard of such a thing. And so if there's a baby, go ahead.
I was gonna say, what makes you think the bear got that down by you? Like, where are they coming from?
Well, check this out. I've been reading. It's funny because right before this, I been reading about how the wildlife people are creating. They're trying to lock up like half of the United States for wildlife refuge, and they're making these things called wildlife corridors to connect one sanctuary to the other, so these animals can travel from one place to the other. And then all of a sudden I hear about these bears, and I'm like, it doesn't make any sense. And then I read just yesterday that here in Washington, I don't know what they're called, the Federal Wildlife Foundation or whatever they are. They spent $12 million on those refuge corridors that I was reading somewhere else. So it's this thing they're doing now where they reintroduce bears and wolves and all this shit here in Washington. And now they're making, and then they're creating human buffer zones around the corridors to keep people away. So yeah, I don't know, man. It's very strange, but I've seen deer, lots of deer here and stuff like that, but never a bear in the city. So
I mean, we had a bear about, I don't know, probably like 15 minutes, like right in the middle of just the suburbs, and they had to hit it with a tranquilizer and take it out. You know what I mean? But it was a little black bear. They wound up catching up to it. Like, all these people are snapping shots of the thing and putting it on Facebook. Like, dude, go call the whoever and get it out of there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, but they did catch up to it anyway. But yeah, I was all primed to do Uber because I slept before work today. So like I had a good like little nap before work, so I feel like I'm a little more energized. And I'm on there and driving home. I'm like, I was either gonna do a show or do some Uber, and it's like, I started like getting a couple rides pinged to me, and I'm like, you know what? I don't feel like doing this. I don't feel like being around anybody right now. So I shut the app off.
Right on.
You gotta. I don't know. I can't do that coming out of my job. I know, like probably from like 6 to 8 is prime time, and my wife's off of work today, so I have all the ability to do it. You know what I mean? Uninterrupted or whatever. But I don't know. I don't feel like being around anybody right now. So here I am.
Oh no, I get that.
In my driveway, and I don't want to wake the house up, so I just turned on StreamYard. So
that's funny.
Here we are.
Well, it's cool that people can do that now. I mean, it's a whole new world.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember when I I remember I was on a vacation or a staycation, I guess, and it's right when I started coming around like Stigs and Thien doing them, and I said, oh, maybe I'll try going live because my house is sleeping and I'm up. You know what I mean? So I was doing them from my laptop for the first, I don't know, week, I guess. And I said, I wonder if you could do it on your phone, like go StreamYard through your phone. And then a couple people said, I don't think so. So one day I tried it and the rest is history. So,
Hell yeah.
but do you do most of your shows from your cell phone?
Yeah, that's all I do. I mean, I don't even have, yeah, that's all I do. I don't have a laptop. I have a desktop.
Gotcha.
I'm thinking about getting a laptop, but I don't know. I don't have like a huge desire to do YouTube, to tell you the truth. I just kind of like talking. I kind of want to do a chocolate show. I went on the MMA holes Friday night for their Fuck Off Friday and was making strawberries and for the first time on their show, which they really enjoyed. But
I was gonna say he's got a lot of people in his chat, man.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. And I've been talking about my business with those guys, and he showed pictures of my stuff before on a show, but I've never actually went on a show before, so that was kind of cool.
Yeah, no doubt. How did your Mother's Day weekend go? Did you cash in or what?
Not really, man. I grinded it out. I went out Wednesday through Sunday, and 2 years ago on Mother's Day, I made more money on that Sunday than I did all 5 days this year.
Right.
So, but I mean, I made enough money to pay my bills next month, and I'm going to keep grinding. So it definitely was not anything to write home about, but the people that did come loved it, and I had repeat customers. I made some new customers, but yeah, a lot of my regulars aren't showing up, so, and I think that has to do with me getting into it with somebody up there, but
oh, okay.
Yeah.
What's up, James? How are you? James Simpson is in the house.
What's up, James? But it was good. I mean, the weather was good, and I'm hitting a soccer field next weekend on Saturday. It's got 15 soccer fields. So.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, my buddy told me about it, so I'm gonna go try that and see. I'm gonna call them today just to make sure it's cool. But I'm sure it will be.
Now, will you be able to sell that stuff indoors, or do you got to be outside to do that? Do you know yet?
For the soccer field?
Yeah.
I'll be outside. There's no inside for this one, so I'll be outside. I'll bring my tent, but the weather's gonna be good. But my plan is to just network with whoever runs that facility. I've never been up there, so maybe there is a concession stand up there for all I know. I don't know, but they said that there was nobody. Now there can't be because there's nobody, which doesn't make sense. 15 soccer fields, there's no concession stand, but they said there's nobody up there selling anything. So I'm gonna go give it a shot, and I'll just, if anybody approaches me, then I'll start talking. And if they tell me to leave, which they won't, I will, no problem. But yeah, I just plan on just getting set up, and then somebody's gonna, be, hey, who's this guy, and then I'll just start, hey, this is what I do.
Hurt, like you said.
Yeah.
Worst they could tell you is get lost,
Yep. And my buddy Mike from Kansas City, who became a millionaire doing it, that's how he got started. He's like, it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. He said that I think out of all the times he's ever set up, he's only been asked to leave like twice. And I can't remember. I've only been asked to leave one time. Well, no, twice. The first time I got set up at an event because the health department shut me down. That's before I had a commercial kitchen or anything like that. And then I set up on a sidewalk one time, and the code enforcement people for the city came and told me to move because they were doing construction right there.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, but other than that, never had no problems.
Oh, that's good. You'll get there. Plug it away, you'll get there.
What's going on with you, James?
Yeah, James, what's going down over there, man?
Where's James?
to call. He's across the pond.
UK?
I believe so. Yeah.
That's right.
I think he told me that. I think he told me the night that I got in my accident when I went live. So
It's crazy how many people we know that are in different countries, and I always get the only one that I can remember for sure is Paul from Scotland and Don Miku from Australia.
right. He says he's in Florida today. What are you doing in Florida? Good
That's
for
it.
you, and enjoy it.
Hell yeah.
Enjoy it.
Windsor, Ontario, approximately 1.5 miles from Detroit. It's awesome.
Okay. Yeah, you're a little farther away from me, Claudio. Yeah.
Canada's close to Detroit. I didn't know it was that close.
Yeah, it's right on the border. Yeah, it's right. I think it was at Lake. I think it might even be Lake Michigan or Lake Erie. I don't even know. I'm so shot. Yeah, I thought you were a little closer to me for some reason, Claudio. I didn't know. Good for you. I wish I could be in Florida. I go see our good friend Noel. He doesn't come around much anymore, Mr. Noel, but that's who I'd go see if I were to go to Florida. So I got a lot of friends down there. It was nice because, there was always, like, if I wanted to go for a weekend or even a week, I got, friends that were, from Buffalo that live there. You know what I mean? So now I just had a friend move from, well, he's in Ohio, but now he moved to Tennessee, like by Nashville, so I can go see him. So I think that would be, that'd be fun. I've never been there. So I haven't been really anywhere, to be honest.
I drove through Nashville. That's about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't really. My wife's traveled all over the country, but I not me so much. I don't know. I've never been out west. I got a cousin near you, Osada,
Mm-hmm.
in Seattle. He does mortgages. He works for a bank out there or whatever. I don't know what even brought him out there, to be honest. He was in Portland for a long time, and then he got transferred to Seattle. But yeah, one of these days.
You talked to him?
Yeah. I actually just talked to him last week. We had a mutual friend pass away, and we were talking about that or whatever. But then we caught up. I DJ'd his wedding a few years back. I did his brother about a year after that, and yeah. So, but yeah, he likes it out there. He met his wife out there, and they got a little girl now, and yeah, I mean, he's doing it. I don't think he'll come back here. So a lot of people who get out of Buffalo try it out for like a year or two, and then they always come back, and then they always try again, and then they come back, and then they try again. So I don't know. It's like a revolving door, Buffalo. And when it sucks somewhere else, they come home, and then when it sucks here again, they leave. But
I would imagine that Buffalo has got, I was in New York only once when I was like 5 years old, but I gotta imagine it's similar to Seattle, kind of like, well, you guys probably have a little bit rougher weather, but it's got to be kind of similar to Seattle as just as far as like the environment. Maybe you guys are probably a little bit rougher over there, but it's just
maybe
it's probably the same. It's got to be kind of the same, I bet.
I'm just, I mean, I can't speak from experience, but I'm just wondering if Seattle, how big it is. Buffalo, the city of Buffalo is not that big, believe it or not. You know what I mean? Seattle, I feel like is bigger, like as far as the city itself, like a downtown area. You know what I mean?
It might be. Yeah, it probably is bigger, maybe a little bit bigger than Buffalo, but it can't be much because it's not that big either, man. To tell you the truth, you hear Seattle, but in reality, it's just a hill. Downtown Seattle is just basically one big hill, and then you have the waterfront. So I don't know. It used to be so. What's that?
It used to be what?
It just used to be so fun, and so like in the '90s during the grunge scene, we had like Nirvana and Soundgarden and all those bands. You know what I mean? And now
believe it or not, that's what I was gonna just ask you is Have you ever been by Lane Staley's old apartment or whatever?
No, no. But I did go. Hey, what's up, Tommy? Paul,
What's up,
hello.
Stiggs? Stiggs in the house.
Right
Paul, how
on.
are you?
I went to Western Washington University, which is in Bellingham, and that's like, and that was in '92. I only stayed there for 1 year, but that was like at the height of the grunge scene, and so, and I would travel back and forth between my house a lot of weekends and Seattle, and we would stop in Seattle and walk around, and it was just awesome, man.
Out of
Oh, go ahead.
out of all those bands that are from that area, which one was your favorite?
Man, I'll have to go with man. I'll have to say Alice in Chains.
Me too, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure.
Nirvana's up there too, man. I love Nirvana, and I love Soundgarden, and I Pearl Jam, and
Yep.
Temple of the Dog. They're all Blind Melon. There's a lot of good Queens, right? There's a lot of good ones, man.
Oh, you need.
But and definitely, and I think, yeah, no, I would definitely have to go with Alice in Chains, though, for sure.
I became a fan of Alice in Chains like after Lane Staley died. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think I was on YouTube, and I seen like I think it was Down in a Hole, and it was the unplugged version, and now it's like one of my favorite songs ever. Like that version alone.
Yeah, that's my favorite Alice in Chains song.
Yeah, that unplugged concert I can listen to over and over and over and over. I listen to it at work all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, that Lane Staley's my favorite. That's my favorite. Like it's so, I don't know. I mean, I know the dude was hooked on heroin or whatever, but it just sucks. You know what I mean? Because the singer they got now is okay or whatever, but he ain't Lane Staley. You know, it just doesn't sound the same. He just had such a unique voice and just powerful voice, like just unbelievable.
Yeah, in the concert, they would do like house parties and stuff up at Western in Bellingham, where I would go. That was the college that all of because where I stayed at was called Fairhaven. It was like a community college attached to the university. I went to the university, but all the freshmen stayed at that community college dormitories, and it was a hippie school. They had classes like exploring the dictionary, finding yourself in the universe, mushrooms, mosses, and molds. I just like all these weird classes, and it was awesome, man. I fucking loved it up there, and it was just like grungy, and it's badass. It was REM was popular back then. Yeah, it was cool, man. I loved it. I love that time. But now Seattle's a shithole. It's nothing but what it looks like. It looks like the rest of the country, but it's just worse. I think on the coast.
Yeah. With Lane Staley, like he became like a recluse more or less. You know what I mean? And the only I guess the original bassist was there and wanted to get help for him because he was just like withering away. You know what I mean? Like he was really like dying. And Lane Staley told him no, don't, or something like that. Like he told him if you do this, he like gave him like a consequence. You know what I mean? So the guy never said nothing. And then I think it was his mother or his financial guy or something didn't notice any movement in his bank account in like a week, right? So the mother went over there and he was dead for like a week before they found him.
It's crazy.
It's disgusting. Edwin, how are you? Good to see you.
Hey, Edwin, good morning.
Yeah, so yeah, it's just real. And then that bass player, he wound up dying. He wound up like, I don't know if he couldn't live with the guilt or what, but yeah, he wound up I don't know if he OD'd or I don't know what happened, but he's not, he's not alive anymore. I used to know all their names by heart, but it's just a crazy story. You watch it, how they evolved, and like right before he went on that Unplugged concert, he was like doing much better, and he was like, I think he was clean for a certain amount, but he had to take a hit of heroin before he went on. So he was like completely stoned out on heroin for that concert. Did you know that?
No, huh?
So if you watch it, you can actually see like sometimes like his eyes roll right in the back of his head. And like he screws up some lyrics, he forgets some verses, like they had to do a lot of retakes, I heard. But he was totally whacked out and like basically dying, and still pulled off a great concert. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah, it's
unbelievable.
unfortunate what those guys do to themselves, man. It's crazy,
Yeah. Trying to read the comments here. But yeah,
James was in Seattle in 2014.
That's crazy. James, you've been to more places than I have, man. Yeah, we need a vacation. I think we need to get the hell out of Buffalo for a little while. My one of my nieces is getting married in Pennsylvania in a few months. We're gonna go there for the weekend. But other than that, I don't know. We're sticking around, at least for this year. We're not going away nowhere.
Yeah, that's my plan too. I don't want to do anything but work right now. I just want to build my business, and I have a buddy, Kevin, who, man, I love him to death. And he always wants to go do crazy things. And, once in a while I say yes. Like he wanted to go to, see Conor McGregor.
Oh, okay.
And then he realized the second that it opened that, well, they sold out immediately, and the he was in queue, and they were gone before he even got close. Not to mention the cheapest tickets were $1,100, and we were still going to pay them. But so now we're going to try to go to Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, and the tickets, 7 a.m. our time, which it's 3 now. So we're going to try to get them at 7 a.m. And the plan is we're going to fly to Austin and go see Colin Quinn at Comedy Mothership. That's Joe Rogan's comedy club.
Okay.
On Friday, July 19th. And then we're going to drive 300 miles to the Arlington Stadium where the fight's going to be at, if we can get tickets. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, we'll see. So that's
What's up, Sven? How you doing, man? Good to see you.
I emailed Joe Rogan's comedy club last week, and I sent them pictures of my chocolate. And I said,
"Did you really?"
Yeah. And I said, if you guys are interested in any samples of this is what I do, and I'd love to, come down and provide any of this stuff for your guests if you're ever interested, maybe around the holidays. You threw it out there, and they emailed me back.
Yeah, it can't hurt.
Right. They emailed me back like within 5 minutes and said, we'd love you to send some stuff to the staff if you'd like. But just know that Joe gets lots of packages and you may not receive any feedback.
Right. Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah.
But I don't care. I'm still going to send them a bunch of shit. So it just depends if we get the tickets, then I'm just going to wait until we go down there. I'm going to make it while we're down there.
Yeah, that's probably the best way.
But yeah, I don't know, and I'll just show up with it because we're going to buy tickets to go see Colin Quinn. So, which I'm surprised it's not sold out yet. Already.
There's this thing that keeps popping up in my Facebook feed, and it's I don't know, it's next week, not this week, and it's a midget wrestling match. and I'm so tempted to like take my son just to surprise him because he'll never see it coming. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm going to burn in hell for even probably saying it, but I think it would be hilarious. I think
Well,
it
it's
would be
funny.
fun. I think
Yeah,
it'd be
it's funny
fun.
that.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, my buddy that always wants to go do this wild stuff, that's trying to get tickets to Jake Paul, that's one of the things he wants to go do too. Is one of those midget wrestling things. I'm like, oh my gosh, he's a
It's
huge.
legit too. It's not like some, it's like a
Oh
tour
yeah,
spot.
yeah. They have a whole circuit that they do.
I think I just want to do it to see my son's reaction. Cause I'll tell him, yeah, we'll go to wrestling match, but I just want to see the reaction when they come out. But actually, that reminds me. I think it's May. I don't know. It's at the end of the month, but I'm DJing a boxing event. So I'm actually the guy that's putting this all together is having 10 people from Ireland, 10 boxers from Ireland come over and fight 10 boxers from here.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. It's like kind of like a Golden Glove sort of thing. And he asked me to do the music for when they walk in and stuff, like when they come to the ring and shit. So I'm not even charging them to do it, just because there's going to be a ton of people there, and I just want my, the guy in the microphone to say my business name all night long. You know what I mean?
Right. Now, do the fighters get it? Are they choosing their own walkout songs, or how's that working?
Yeah. Yep. So he's going to have to get me that list, soon, more or less, in case, if I have to download or pay or buy, some of the music. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think that's going to be fun. I think that'll be a good time.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, so you're not going to be playing anything anything random. You're just playing. It's a whole production thing that they're going to give you, right? You play this song at this time and this song at this time.
Yep. Yeah.
That's cool.
I mean, like in the intermissions and stuff between fights, I'll have like random music on. You know what I mean? Or before the fights and stuff like that. But I mean, I've done a boxing. And then what was it? It was MMA, or no, it wasn't. Was it an octagon? No, it was a boxing. It was boxing, and there was some Muay Thai there. But I did an event a couple of years back, and it was fun. It was a good time.
What songs do you have in mind to play during the intermission? You definitely got to play "Eye of the Tiger" by Survivor.
I might have played it by the. I don't know. I don't really remember. I got the list saved in my laptop or whatever, but but no, just some rap, some rock and roll, just some like music that gets you pumped up. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, true.
That sort of shit, like break stuff by Limp Bizkit, like just stupid shit like that. You know what I mean? Or but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It'll be a good time. Okay. And the good thing is all I gotta do is bring my mixer, and my computer. I just tap into their stuff. So that'll be fun.
Sounds like it. Hell yeah. When is that? This weekend?
No. I'm actually doing a house party this weekend.
Oh, that was
it's at the end of the month. One of the last weekends of the month or whatever. I don't know the exact date. And if I go to my calendar, I'll cut off right now.
Well, the 25th is on a Saturday. Memorial Day is the 27th. So
I think that's it. Or it might be the 31st.
The 31st is a Friday.
Hang on.
Did you know that Limp Bizkit's touring right now? They're coming here to the White River Amphitheater.
It's the 31st.
Okay, that's a Friday.
Fred Durst doesn't even look nothing like himself anymore. He looks like a fucking looks like he's about 80. Yeah,
did you see his interview on Bill what's his name? Oh gosh, I'm losing it. Club Random. What's that guy's name? Bill Maher.
No.
You ever watch that podcast? He has a podcast called Club Random. He just had Jerry Seinfeld on there. That's pretty good.
Negative.
Yeah, I'm not a Bill Maher fan, but I kind of like his podcast. It's all good. But anyway, yeah, Fred Durst, Limp Bizkit's touring, and he's going to have, I don't know if he's coming with him to the amphitheater, but Corey Feldman's touring with him.
Oh my God.
Thanks. You know what I'm saying? Like, what?
Pass.
Yeah, that's a hard
Pass.
pass. So
Pass. What
I'm
the?
not a fan of concerts. I used to be a huge fan, but ever since the pandemic, I'm just not a fan of being around a huge amount of people. I don't know why. It's not that I believed in any of that nonsense, but I just one of my favorite, my all-time favorite concert was a comedy show. I seen Joe Rogan and Dave Chappelle at the Comodome, and that was
Oh wow.
badass.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that sounds awesome.
they broke the all-time attendance record.
What's up, DARPA? Good to see you,
DARPA.
buddy. Yeah, that would have been super cool. I saw Eric Church in concert. Not that I'm a country fan whatsoever, but that was all right. I saw Garth Brooks here. I think Justin Timberlake's coming soon. So, but yeah, I don't know. The big one was Luke Combs a few weeks back or last month or whatever. That was a big concert. And then Tim McGraw was here, not last weekend, but the weekend before. So, yeah, but we draw people, believe it or not.
I don't go out so often anymore. I don't know how to say that. That I almost chickened out. My buddy calls me last night. He's like, "Dude, we're gonna go to Jake Paul, this and that." I'm like, oh my goodness, are you serious? I said, well, if we go to Texas, I want to go to the Joe Rogan Comedy Club, and so we worked that out. And then this morning, I got up right before I texted you, and I'm like, shit, I don't want to go. I'm texting him, and I didn't, but I just about texted him and said, count me out, because there's going to be 3 of us going, so he'd still have somebody to go with. Because I don't know, I think it'll be fun, but to spend that much money, it's probably going to cost us $2,000 each for everything. 1,000 for it's 500 for the ticket, 500 for the hotel and the car for the 3 of us each, and then probably about 1,000 in spending money is what I'm guessing, give or take, for food, and maybe not that much. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. Weigh your options. I mean, you could always just order it for $100 on your couch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't have no desire to watch it, to tell you the truth. If I wasn't going, I don't think I would watch it. I never watch any of that stuff. I watch UFC, but you know what? If I was going to go on vacation, I was thinking about going down to Arizona where my buddy's at, because I've been watching bocce ball lately. I've been getting into that. I want to go play, and they have it down there, lawn bowling and bocce ball. You ever watch that?
No.
I just turned 50, so. Yeah, that's like an old people game. So I want to start playing that. I think it looks hella fun.
Did they mail that with your AARP envelope, like the Bocce Channel like subscription, or?
Man, they get into that game. There's all kinds of leagues and tournaments, and
oh yeah, I don't doubt it.
I never even knew how to play, so I looked up the rules, and then I started following it. I was watching it live last night. It looks pretty, and so they have them down in Arizona.
I mean, you could. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, like, you could go on ESPN and there's a billion different sports that you're like, oh my god, is this a thing? And they're getting national coverage on it. You know what I mean? Like fucking darts, like these guys like getting fist fights over dart games and shit. Speaking of darts, where's Skip been? Where's BJ Skip? Oh my god, BK Skip. Where's he been?
Yeah,
I hope he wasn't listening. Whoops.
That's funny.
I was thinking of BJ Penn because we were talking about MMA. Who do you think? So this fight is supposed to be like an actual professional fight, okay? So when I first heard like they're gonna wear headgear, but I think it's gonna be a balls out fight. Who do you think is gonna win?
It's intriguing, man. I mean, the more I think about it, because like I said, I don't have really any interest in it until now that we're going to go, if we get tickets. I thought about it last night, and I'm like, man, I have to give the edge to Tyson, but because they always say power is the last thing to go. And he just has that killer instinct. Like, I can't remember who he fought. There was that big white dude, that big white. I don't know if he was Russian, but he's like nobody ever hurt me as bad as Tyson. Every single punch was with bad intentions.
Oh, that was is that the guy who broke his eye bone or orbital or whatever? He wasn't Russian. He was American, I think. Oh God, somebody in the chat help here. I don't know, but the guy quit the fight. Is that the guy you're talking about? The guy who quit the fight? Quit after the second round. Walked right out of the ring. Walked right back. His manager and the trainer, where they were all fucking swearing at him like you're a disgrace. You don't do this. But the guy was right. He had a concussion. He had a internal bleeding, and he broke his orbital bone, I believe. He was a disaster.
Yeah, I don't know if that was him or not. I don't think that was him. I know which one you're talking about. I don't know.
Or were you talking about Peter McNeely when he just got out of prison? He wasn't he wasn't. Okay.
No, I'd have to look it up. But yeah, the thing with me is I think that gambling is just ruined the integrity of all sports. Boxing's always been suspect, but the takeover of online gambling, the legalization of it, has created a whole. I mean, if you look at the UFC, since people started betting on it, if a fight goes to a decision, good luck trying to guess who's going to win. Sometimes,
yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
No, yeah, I didn't even think about that angle. You're absolutely right. I mean, the thing is, like, obviously Jake Paul is on steroids. Okay. I've heard a lot of people's take on it, and they say he's getting better and better as a boxer. So he's semi, or he's legit as far as a boxer goes, I guess now. Do I think that he would have made it with this whole charade like 20, 30 years ago when it was hot? Like when Tyson was out and of Holyfield and Lennox Lewis, I think he'd get his head blown off. You know what I mean? I think he'd get destroyed. I don't think it's just like a mockery at this point. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
it's keeping the boxing sport alive, I guess. You know what I mean? It's just I hope Tyson breaks his jaw and knocks him clean out cold. That's what I want. So that's what I want to happen. Do I think it's going to happen? I don't know. It all depends if Tyson comes out, like you said, real mean or whatever. You know what I mean? He's just so laid back and mellow with his mushrooms and his weed now, but I don't know. I thought the Roy Jones and him, I thought that was a disappointment. And, I hope this is a little better.
Yeah, you know what I hope? I hope, and I hate to say this, so I'm sorry, Kevin, but I hope that he
Kevin?
just sits in. That's my buddy that's just going to get the tickets for us.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't know how it's like a pre-sale tomorrow. I hope that it's the same thing with the Conor McGregor, that he sits in queue and then they get sold out real quick. And then at least I can say, oh man, sorry, we were going to go.
Oh, you're looking to back out. It's over. You ain't going.
No, I'll go. If I already made up my mind. If he gets the tickets, because I can't back out because he's paying for them, up front. And he said, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "I'll go." So that's why I was going to call him this morning. It's like, forget it, because if I tell him now, it's cool because he's not going to buy the ticket. But once he buys it, I can't back out. So, and I'm kind of halfway joking, but honestly, I'm not a fan of Colin Quinn. It's not that I hate him, but I'm just not really a fan. If I was going to go to the Comedy Mothership, I would pick the comedian headlining that I really want to see. Like Andrew Dice Clay is the following week, but he's already sold out.
Well, of course. How old is he? Probably about 75 right now, that guy?
Yeah, and I wouldn't want to see him either. I mean, I had a chance to see him at the Hilton.
He's got to be up there now. How old is he?
He's a douchebag. I'm not sure.
Right.
I've seen him on Joe Rogan a couple of times. I mean, maybe he's not a douchebag, but he's just, I don't know. He's not as funny as he used to be. That's for sure.
Well, sure. I mean, he's fucking old. I don't know. It just doesn't have the same appeal, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, in his defense, he probably can't say the things that he wants to say without being canceled these days.
That Absolutely true.
So
Speaking of being canceled. Hello, sir. Good morning,
Hi.
sunshine.
What are you doing?
Team dude,
Nothing.
hello.
Decided to go live.
How are you?
Good. Morning.
Good morning.
You on your
What
way
do
to
you
work?
got going on? Yeah.
I just got home when I started the show. Osada's up late, so
Well, I don't know what I am. I went to bed as soon like early last night and got up at midnight. So I don't know what I'm doing right now. My sleep schedule is just jacked. But I'm having fun.
I heard
I
you guys
agree,
talking
DARPA.
about Tyson and Paul.
Yeah,
Yes.
what's your take on it?
If he hits him early, say goodnight.
Yeah, you're right. Then somebody else made that point too. If he's gonna win, he's gonna have to do it in the first or second round. Other than that, it's done.
Listen to me. Jake Paul has never met that kind of fury yet. Even joking around.
But do you think he's
Right.
gonna come into that ring mean? You think it's gonna come back?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it wasn't there for Roy Jones. That was like that was a full exhibition. You know what I mean? Everybody got all crazy and all excited, and it was just an exhibition. They sparred. It wasn't. There was no big hits. There was no big hits in that fight. Now this one is going to be all different. So
Listen, if this is a real fight, if they come out as real fighters, you never lose that killer instinct as a man. Okay? Forget about it. When you
Right.
get into that room, no, you only know one thing, and that's to take the other guy out. That's in
I
a
get
serious fight. You know,
I get it, but let me ask you this, because you have boxing experience, like actual real boxing fighting experience. Can you take a punch right now as good as you could take a punch 30 years ago?
no.
Well, there you go.
You know what?
That's another
Okay,
thing you got to worry
listen to me.
about.
I'm only saying that because I'm older.
Well, right,
I'm
but
only,
that's a lot
you know,
to do with it.
Absolutely. I mean, sure, you could probably take a good punch, but to get in that ring with someone younger. Now, if that kid stays toe to toe with you and is in shape, forget about it.
Team dude, let me ask you, would you spend money to go?
I would definitely go to the fight. Yes, absolutely. I'm
Okay.
a boxing fanatic, you know. So I would definitely pay to go to see Mike Tyson. You know, I followed Mike Tyson his whole career.
Yeah.
So
That's what I said, so that's why I'm willing
mean,
to spend the money for it.
don't get me wrong. I'm not expecting to see the Mike Tyson from Atlantic City, you know, Vegas during the 90s, 80s, 90s.
Who's your money on? If it's a legit fight, and no, you know, like Osada brought in the gambling aspect, but just saying, toe to toe, who's winning?
I'll tell you what. The first 3-4 rounds, if you don't knock Paul out cold, it's all over. Paul's going to take him.
Yeah.
Tyson has never had that kind of stamina. Okay, in the first place.
Right.
Okay, and now I'm going through 60 years of history of boxing and fighting. Look at George Foreman. How could you even argue the point of an old man getting in the ring?
Yeah, but I mean,
When he was in his 40s and early 50s, George Foreman, he was taking beatings that normal boxers, you know, great fighters couldn't take. He was standing toe to toe with Michael Moore, Evander Holyfield. Come on. Those guys were snipers. They take your head off. And George Foreman, he was standing toe to toe with these guys. No, go back and look at the fights. So, you know, But now you're talking of an older Mike Tyson in his late 50s now.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
You know.
It's going on 60, not 40. I mean, even 40, I'd say he'd still destroy it. He'd destroy Jake Paul. Wouldn't even be a match. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
If Tyson was 40, my age, 43, whatever, right? I think it wouldn't even be a contest. You know what I mean? But he's just, he's that much older. I don't know.
Well, you know what? As fighters, we're nuts, but we're not that crazy. You'll fight anybody. I'll fight anybody. Dean will fight anybody. Okay? That's just in us. Even if we do get demolished, knocked out cold, that's our nature.
Yeah.
I mean, you always give it a try. You'll always give it a try. If you got that and that feeling to fight, they'll get in the ring. They'll get in the ring. And like Osada was saying about money. I mean, these guys used to fight in the old days. They used to come back to make money. These guys are doing it for fun now. They're doing it just to get back in the ring. They got the money.
And money. This ain't gonna be a.
You know what I mean. It ain't like Tyson needs fucking money right now.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
ALV, how are you?
What's going down?
Hey.
Driving in?
I heard you guys. Yeah, I'm driving it. I heard you guys talking about the fight. Isn't it billed? It's billed as an exhibition, though. Like, it's not going to be a real
Not
fight.
anymore. Not anymore.
What do you mean?
Sanctioned now.
That's nonsense. It's going to be an exhibition. I'm telling you, it's not going to be a real fight. No way.
Okay, you might be right, but it's still sanctioned. It's not an exhibition anymore.
Well, that'll be the disappointment. If it's a sanctioned fight, a real fight, and people think it's an exhibition, I don't know.
I don't know. I hope he catches Jake Paul with a right, and just makes him sleep standing up.
Me too.
That's what I want. So.
Me too.
I don't know. I'm telling you, I follow Tyson on Instagram, and the man looks like he's legitly training. He's like he's like his old animalistic self. So I don't know. I mean, he looks like he's training real for this thing, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I wonder if
ALB, the training is the easy part. The heavy bag ain't punching your bag. No one's in there to take your head off. As soon as they get to the ring, they realize what they're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, like I just said, bro, the fighters will fight anybody. They'll train for months. I mean, that's the fun. That's the aspect of fighting. But when you're walking to that ring, it's a whole different ball game.
Yeah, it's real then. It's not.
Oh, yeah, there's only one spot to go, and that's inside that ring to fight. So.
I wonder if Jake Paul will actually engage with them and actually box with them, or is he just going to dance around and try to tire him out?
Well, that'll be stupid because if Tyson catches him early, he might be in trouble doing that shit. Because that's where Tyson's power is in the early rounds.
And Tyson, I don't give a shit how old he is. He's still got all that muscle memory. You know what I mean? He's gonna weave and do his thing.
Well, Jake Paul said he wants to prove a point and make a statement that he's a legit heavyweight boxer. So,
okay, a guy twice his fucking age. That ain't gonna happen either way. So,
well, you know what? Like you just said, Osada, this Paul, he's a young guy. I mean, if he's seriously trained for this fight, I mean, he could walk in there and knock Tyson right the fuck out.
Yeah.
I mean, we're just talking out of experience and out of what we know and what we see. But if this kid is seriously training, I ain't taking it from nobody, especially a fighter. When they're training hard and they want that fight, be careful. Just be careful.
All right, let me ask you guys this question. If it was any other former champion besides Mike Tyson, Would we even give them a shot to win?
Nah.
At that age,
No
no,
way.
no.
Just
Nah.
because of how ferocious Mike Tyson was in it when he was champion early on. You know what I'm saying? So, like, for example, would you put I don't know, Holyfield or Lewis in there, thinking that they could win? You know what I mean? What do you think?
Right. I'll tell you what. You're going back and back now with this age thing.
I would say,
I mean, Joe Louis did it too, but he did it for money.
Right. I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, look at Sonny Liston. Nobody was a harder puncher and meaner guy than Sonny Liston. Nobody, not even Mike Tyson. Okay, and look what happened to Sonny Liston in the end.
Yeah. Can you read Adam's question here?
Hang on. Let me get to
well,
it.
here's the question: Is Jake Paul a real fighter or no? Is he a real fighter? I don't even know.
That's the thing. It's just a
The guy was a YouTuber. That guy was a YouTuber, right? That's how he became famous.
Yes,
YouTuber.
yes.
Yeah. He's legit.
That's what
I
I'm
mean,
saying. Gambling has infiltrated sports and it's ruined the integrity of sports, in my opinion. I think that that's really what this comes down to. That the reason why they're willing to put on this type of event and put out this type of money is because of gambling. That's just my thoughts. You know, it's a lot of people want to see it. I guess it's a spectacle, but at the end of the day, I think it comes down to the gambling aspect.
Yeah, well, you know what, Hosada? You're right. Gambling ruins everything, especially fighting. I mean, if we haven't heard about fixed fighting and you know, this guy taking a dive and this guy doing that and this, it was late 90s. I'll never forget it, a ton of money on Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield fight 2. When I lost by a disqualification,
holy God.
Yeah.
I was never right again. I was never right again about boxing. I never bet another fight in my life. Okay? When they disqualified him and that money left, I was like, what? It was the first time Thindo was going to stiff everybody. That's how fucking mad I was.
Yeah.
I'm saying to myself, that's how they got my money. That's how they got my money. You know.
But Thindo, you're the mush. You're the mush, my friend. You're the mush. You're the mush when it comes to that.
Oh, stop! I never seen a fight I never seen a fighter get disqualified for biting in my entire life, but that fight. So,
do you know that Mike Tyson sells, I think, edibles that are like the ear chunks that he bit off? He does. I'm not kidding.
Oh.
So Adam asked if you shouldn't mess around with a woman while you're training or before a fight. I know before a fight, but can you screw around while you're training or no?
Seen dude dropped off.
Oh, he did? Hang on, he's coming back. You there?
I hit the wrong button.
Did you hear what I said about what Adam's question was?
Yeah, listen. They definitely weaken legs.
Yeah. I mean, during training or before the fight? I mean,
listen. During training and before a fight. I don't know. Every guy's different.
Big bones.
Every guy's different, but it definitely messes you up.
Yeah.
It definitely takes your legs out right from underneath you.
Alrighty then.
Well, you know what? Try it.
What do you mean try it? Yeah, okay. What am I gonna?
No, this is what I mean.
What am I gonna fight? The refrigerator?
No, I'm saying have sex and then go work out. That's what I'm telling you. I'm not telling you to go get in a fucking fight. Jesus Christ.
Well, no,
Have
like,
sex.
I'll let you know in about. I'll let
Listen to
you know
me.
in about 6 months.
Yeah, have sex, run about 2 miles, throw vicious punches in the air, slap yourself in the head a couple times, then tell me how you feel. Seriously.
I'll
Yeah,
keep
seriously.
in mind. I'll keep in mind for next time.
Oh my God, I'm talking to a bunch of closet case fucking. I'll tell you, in any activity, that'll fuck you up if you got to do physical activity. Sorry.
Well, it's
Well,
not
you know
like
what?
they fucking have sex in the fucking locker room before they walk out. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Oh. Oh. You know what? If you're a guy, if you're a loser, this and that, and you're a fighter, and you have sex before a fight with a guy, you might go in there and knock the guy out cold. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I don't know what to tell you there. You know, he might go in there after a good night, and you know, it might be over with. Who knows?
Isn't the theory? Isn't the theory that you'll be all relaxed and the intensity's gone? That's why it hurts your fighting. Because you're all
Okay,
relaxed.
listen to me. Listen to me. It's like a tranquilizer. Sex is a tranquilizer before physical activity. I mean, come on, guys. Are you fucking kidding me?
It was
Who
just
the
a
fuck-
question.
Who wants to? I know it's a question, but it's a good question. I mean, like I just said, I'm talking. I mean, try it.
Could you
All right,
imagine
I'm gonna try it.
and imagine that the girl you're having sex with is
Try it.
I'm gonna try it.
imagine
I'm
having
gonna
sex
go
with
live.
Robin Givens.
There's going to be a video of Todd's father getting punched in the head and kicked out of the house. Watch.
Yeah. What's up, Damien? How are you, Damien?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, you know what? We just ruined it now. That's
What?
gonna be Stiggs' topic.
What? Choking your chicken and going for a run?
Yeah, that's it. It's over.
ALB choking his chicken.
Oh, it's fucking over with.
Oh.
I'm surprised he's not in here right now talking about it.
Oh. Well, he's probably in the bathroom right now thinking about it. Are you kidding me?
He's gonna pray. He's gonna try it now so we can talk about it and show him.
Yeah, so he'll come on later. Hey, Dean, yeah, I tried what you said earlier and I can't move. Wait,
I couldn't make it up the stairs.
I couldn't. I had to go to the hospital again. Yeah, wait.
Oh, there he is. There he is. Hello, Steve.
There he is. Look at him. Just look at that avatar.
Oh, that's funny. Well,
Yeah.
again, I hope Mike Tyson makes him sleep while he stands. I hope he
here's
hits him
another
so
thing.
hard he. Go ahead.
I mean, all that partying he's done. That's another thing that worries me. All that partying he's done. I mean, you're going to get some good whacks to the head now.
He can rattle his cage. I know, man. That's it.
Yeah.
Edwin says no sex before fight or training.
I told you. Eddie will tell you.
Yeah.
You know what they used to tell you? Here, just so you know. There's I forget the words. A Forian in your head, in your brain. They say when you have sex, it completely relaxes everything in you, your brain, your body. So now, if a fighter's been working out and you just threw your whole game off. It's more psychology in your head. I don't know, but doing it and experiencing it, you do. You are worthless. You're worthless after. I don't know.
Okay. So wait a second.
With fighting.
Is
I
it
don't know.
during the whole training The whole training.
Yes. Okay. If I go fight if I got a fight coming up, I'm gonna train for 3-4 months, 2-3-4 months, steady. No sex during those 3-4 months of training. Nothing.
Yeah.
You're not even supposed to look at a woman. You're not even supposed to have a woman around you. The woman's supposed to understand. Gabish?
All right.
Okay. That's all. I'm only trying to teach you guys. I'm only trying to explain what
You don't
I
have to teach us anything. We're not getting any sort of ring anytime
Yeah, I
soon.
know.
Yeah, I'm not getting in a fight. I'm not going to fight. Don't worry about it. I'm not fighting. Anyway.
They're all popping Geritol on here, and I'm talking about sex and fighting.
Yeah. The only thing I'm going to fight is fucking the
Yeah.
buffet line.
Yeah, I'm fighting obesity. That's what I'm fighting.
But
Obesity.
you know what I want you guys to do this weekend? I want you to go cut your grass, work in the garden all day, this and that. Wait, no, before you do that, have sex. And then go cut the grass, work in the garden, do a mile walk or run,
I'll tell you
and then
what,
tell me how you feel. Okay, tell me how you feel.
Listen, if that angle works, I'm all in. I got news for you.
Oh,
Listen,
yeah, you're all
my friend gave me a challenge.
Oh,
Are you in or out, babe? Let's go. Listen, it'll only take a few seconds, and then I'll be out mowing the lawn. So it's not going to really hamper the weekend or anything. You know what I mean? So.
Oh, yeah. Look, it's not going to interfere with you. It's not going to interfere with your daily progression. Okay.
Yeah, it ain't nothing. That's fine. Oh, that's fucking funny. All right,
you know what bothers me about you know what bothers me about sports betting is that when fighter A fights fighter B, we don't know how much money is bet on each fighter. So when it comes to a decision and the decision doesn't make sense, a lot of times it might have to do with how much money was bet on each fighter. And if we knew the total bet on each fighter, maybe there would be a little bit more consistency. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think that's inherently one of the big problems with sports betting is we don't get to see the total pool, because then when it comes to a decision, it's kind of like in blackjack when a push goes to the dealer. You know, it's like when it's a decision, okay, well, that's a push, it goes to the house. You know, we're just going to make the decision towards us. It's kind of like what they can do.
Right. Well, you got to remember, in the 80s was a great fighting decade. Now, when you have a serious fighter in a city, that city will back that fighter till death. For an example, Thomas Hitman Hearns, Detroit City Motor Cobra. That kid fought for Detroit, Michigan. When he fought Sugar Ray Leonard, people lost their mortgages. People had to get another job. That's how much money was bet in Detroit City when Tommy Hearns was fighting for a championship. That's what a blue-collar town city that was. Those people used to put paychecks, mortgages on that kid. There's stories, there's documentaries out there. Go look at them. That's how they loved Tommy the Hitman Hearns. And they trusted the fact that he'd never lose. And he was a great fighter. I mean, I know a guy we know guys that won a house off the Pepino Cuevas fight with Tommy Hearns. The odds were so outrageous that Cuevas would beat Tommy Hearns that everybody in Detroit, they won a fortune in Detroit at that fight. The bookmakers had to close up in Detroit for that fight. That's the true story.
Who did we have in our hometown for Baby Joe Macy?
Baby Joe Macy.
That's about all we ever had.
We had them in the 40s and 50s. That was the only time Buffalo had professional fighters and fighting. That was it.
That's just very, very intriguing, very interesting to think about. You know, that's a huge global. Think of all the money that is involved in sports betting. It's huge.
Yes, it's huge.
Oh, sure.
They thrive and live up. Puerto Rico, same thing. Mexico,
And it's legal now.
same
Legal.
thing. Yes. I mean, once they back their fighters, their hometown guys, that's it. They're working to bet on that fight. They're working just to bet money on that fight. And that's where
Wow.
you get a lot of Osada. You get a lot of the black market, the bookie money that you never see. You never see what's bet. They're not going to tell you. The bookies ain't going to tell. Bookies ain't going to come out and say, "Yeah, well, I had this much action on the." Are you kidding me? So there's millions of dollars bet illegally. You know, just bookmaking.
Now, isn't boxing the easiest sport to fix? Though, think about it.
Yeah.
All you have to do is get to one guy.
You get to one guy.
You know, it's the easiest.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's been and that's been going on since the 1850s. You know, that's always been an issue.
Here.
But you know,
Okay, listen to me. Jake LaMotta, they couldn't make that. They begged, they did everything in their mother to get LaMotta to fix a fight, to fix himself. Okay?
right?
They did everything to that guy.
Well, don't you think that
Okay.
there's got to be some type of like superpower technology out there, some Tesla technology that that we don't pick up on, that can make you operate on a
You got to remember too, Customato, Tyson's his main man. He moved to the woods in New York City to get away from the mob and boxing. The fix was he was so disgusted. And check it out. Maybe you don't know about this. He was so disgusted with the mob and the shit that was going on in boxing. When he walked away, he went to the woods in upstate New York. 10 years later, his dream came true. God dropped the gift of Mike Tyson into his lap in the gym. The one thing he did, he protected that kid with everything he had. Everything he had. His whole career would have been different if D'Amato don't die. Okay?
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know,
definitely. That's when Tyson
D'Amato,
went wrong.
he would have let him right through all those sharks, those pimps. He wouldn't have had them around. He would have did the right thing with Tyson. But look what happened.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I mean, you don't know what happens in a fighter's career or their life. I mean, there's so many different things that could happen, and it changes everything. It all changes with the trainer. The trainer is everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
So, I mean, gambling, you can't get away from it. I mean, it's going to be there. They're going to bet on you. But, like we're talking, they're going to try to make you fix yourself once in a while. That's where the money is. Okay, here, Dean Doo and Todd Father. We're going in. Dean Doo's 10-1 to win. 15-1 to smother Todd Father. Todd Father comes in and knocks me out in the first round. Okay. The first thing Team Dean Doo is going to say is he fixed the fight. You know what I mean? You're going to get that. That's boxing. That's what that's for.
Here's what do you think is the premium amount that a boxer needs to be promised to throw a fight? Like, what do you think that they have to pay a guy to throw a fight?
Oh, Anthony, I mean, that all depends on what source it's coming from. If the mob tells you to throw a fight, you're throwing a fight.
Yeah, no matter what.
Right. Out of fear.
If your local bookie comes up to you, if your local bookie comes up to you, they're going to have to give you big money.
What if they offered you $100,000? What if they offered you $100,000, Dean Doo? Like, what if they said, "We'll give you $100,000 if you throw this fight"?
Well, you got to remember, you're going to give me No,
back
I wouldn't
in the
do it.
70s maybe, but not now.
You're fixing ALV. You're fixing yourself. If I go in against Todd Father, okay, say Todd Father's 15-1, or the other way around. You're going in. You're asking me to go in there to fix myself, to lose? I could kill this guy. I know I could kill this guy. That takes your whole ego, your morale away. When they ask you to fix, now you're giving me $100,000 to fix this fight, so you could win millions and millions. But you're making me take 5 steps back now. Now I got to take a lower purse. Now I got to take a couple lower purses to get back to the big purse again. You got all that for a fighter. You're losing a lot when you fix yourself. Unless they, okay, here, Dindu, here's $1 million. Fix yourself. Next fight, you're going to make 10. Oh, okay. Wow. But that's never guaranteed like that. Okay?
Yeah.
They could promise you the world. But you know what happens then. Okay?
There's people that pay attention to that. There was
the whole thing with Jake LaMotta. Jake LaMotta, they promised to take a dive and then we'll get you the title shot. Wasn't that the big thing they pulled with him?
Yes.
The mob. They said, you take a dive and we'll guarantee you a title shot.
Yes, and he did. And that's exactly what happened. He took the dive and then got the title shot.
You know, they just had a scandal in the snooker world where a bunch of Chinese players got busted last year for fixing matches. And they were approached by the Chinese mafia. And they were able to prove it using artificial intelligence that monitors everybody's skill level and the shots that you're supposed to be making. And they were able to determine that you guys were missing shots on purpose. And so these guys are banned from snooker forever. And one of them was the top 10 player in the world. And then some other ones. That happened last year, and then but when I was watching them talk about it, I was like, holy shit, it's not, they don't play around. Like they're very aware of people are going to try to fix matches, you know what I mean? So they're on that. That's like where they take that very seriously. I did not know that, but I still think that it goes on, and I think it's widespread. And think about this, let's say that there you have a horse race that it's completely legit, there's no fixing involved except for maybe satellite technology that nobody's aware of that can speed up and slow down horses. And I know that sounds far-fetched, but it's a possibility. You know, anything's possible. Right. So when it comes to money, anything's possible.
Well, unfortunately, there's a lot of doping in any sport for that matter, but especially horse racing. You know, they're all trying to enhance their horse to what's not being tested. You know what I'm saying? So
right. Well, hey, I mean, Damien, that's true with Cuss. I mean, Don King destroyed the kid, right. And then with Jake LaMotta, they were scared of Jake LaMotta. You know, they knew they had him. They were who they were. But Jake LaMotta used to slap them guys around. They were scared of Jake LaMotta. Jake LaMotta used to tell them the way it was. I mean, at that time, his back was pinned on the wall there. I mean, the guy wanted that fucking belt. Yeah. I mean, he was the best fighter in the world, Jake LaMotta, at that time. Are you kidding me? He was an animal. He was worse than Tyson, Jake LaMotta. You got to be kidding me.
Yeah, what's up, Troc? I'm just seeing the chat stuff now.
Hey, Troc.
When I was with Jake LaMotta, I used to love shaking his hand. Okay, it was nothing. It felt like a concrete pillar, shaking Jake LaMotta's hand. I used to shake it and keep my hand on it. It was like a brick. That guy's hands.
Wow.
Yep. Right. Yep. Unbelievable for an old man. His hand was like a fucking sledgehammer. Unbelievable. My father used to say that about Andre the Giant. When he shook Andre the Giant's hand, he smothered my father's both hands. He couldn't believe it. My father used to tell me, you could always tell a man, Dindu, by his hands. You know what he's done. You could tell what he's done. And my father's right.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Yep.
But, all right, gentlemen, I think I'm going to wrap it on up. Stiggs is on in like 10, 15 minutes or whatever. So I'm going to get in the house, get the dogs out. So
all right, everybody.
It was a good conversation. I'm glad everybody came on. This was nice.
Yep. All right. God bless everybody. I love you. It's a great show. And I'll talk to you later. I'll probably be on.
All right. Sounds good.
Hey, LB, Bosada, be good.
Yeah, have a good one, guys. Good morning. Have a good one.
All right, gentlemen. All right. So that is it for now, guys. I will try to come on more often. You know, last week was insane with work and whatnot. So I want to thank everybody in the chat for coming on here, or stopping by today. I think we got up to like 15 people. That's a lot for my show, but thanks for Osada, ALB, and Thindu for coming up. I think it was a pretty interesting conversation. I love talking sports. It's one thing, you know, I've followed sports not as much as I used to. That's for sure. I mean, I really only pay attention to like the NFL right now. Hey, Mustang Mike, how are you? Just getting to the end here, but yeah, guys. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am out. My wife is off. I'm actually looking forward to actually getting some sleep, and she's going to be able to get the kids from school today, which is great. So everybody have a good day. Be safe, be productive, and I'll see you soon.